So guys, there is a pretty interesting bug that is happening right now. So we are here with the IS4 and I'm gonna show to you guys with live tests, but basically it doesn't matter the armor that you have in here, you will get killed by any type of, armor piercing shell that has a filler. So any type of shell, it doesn't matter really, because it basically will ignore the armor. So you can see, for example, here that the IS4 here, it's very, very strong, right? It will take any type of round here and it will not do much. You need to be having a pretty significant, armor penetration to actually be able to hit this thing. I mean, at 500 meters, this thing has more than 400 millimeters of penetration that it's needed for you to penetrate the tank. I mean, in some places, it will just ricochet, of course. But look at this. It's just insane, the armor of this tank, right? Especially for normal rounds. But if you actually go in reverse, you, as a target, you are in the IS4 here, and you just do a reverse, you're gonna get exploded by everything that has an armor-piercing shell that has a filler. So let's actually show to you guys the actual test. So here we have it. We were testing against the Coelian over here with the IS4. So we just go straight to it. I stop and I go back and he shoots me. And it's instant death with an AP shell that has a filler. And look at this X-ray of the penetration. It's just insane. Look at this. This bounced and then it went into the turret and it ignores the armor and explodes. So yeah, insane, right? We tried again, and as you see, it is penetrating, and it kills the tank. Many YouTubers and people are showing this, but I honestly needed to do a video about this, right? So again, you shoot at the target, and it feels like it doesn't have any type of armor. If you really take a look into that, it feels like it is a massive HE or something, right? That it just hits the armor, and it completely obliterates the armor. But it only happens when you are going backwards, and it needs to make the AP detonate, okay? So if it bounces off, it doesn't do it. It needs to detonate, as you see right there. If it detonates, it ignores completely all the armor of the tank. So it doesn't matter the armor that you have. If you have an autocannon going against you that has any type of AP shell that has a filler, right? Some form of explosive mass inside it, if you go backwards, it will neglect all the armor of the tank, and it would be like if there was a small charge of an HE without the armor. It would just basically kill everybody inside the tank, right? So, yeah, if it bounces back like this, it will not detonate sometimes, and that will make it not work. We tried that, and sometimes it just doesn't work, right? But if you shoot at places that it will make sure that it's detonating, it will basically just ignore all armor. It doesn't matter how many millimeters you have. If it's an MBT, a heavy tank, it doesn't matter. It will basically ignore that and explode inside the tank. We had a very similar bug back in the day that would make, basically, if you would go forward to that happen, right? And now, if you go backwards, right? So there is something going on, very weird, but I really wanted to show to you guys because it is something that needs to be fixed ASAP. I literally had a kill where I was with a ZSU 57, right? The artillery, the anti-air here that it's, used by the Soviets and many nations. And the armor over here, let's just, for you to check it out. 57 and with the APCBC. And look at this. It doesn't penetrate anywhere, basically, unless you shoot right here. But I literally shot right there. I don't have the replay, but I shot like right there, and it completely just exploded at the IS-3 in the first shot. That was my personal, feeling that something was really wrong, right? So, yeah, very interesting, but indeed, it needs to be fixed. So, if you are playing with tanks against an autocannon, something like that, it doesn't need to be an autocannon, but you get the point. Try not to go backwards while they're shooting at you. And if you are using an autocannon, yeah, you do you, right? But yeah, it needs to be fixed ASAP because armor is just nothing against these types of ammos. So very weird. Very, very weird. Okay? See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys. See ya.